What is up, everybody? It's Revv time. Today I want to talk about really what I was shooting for was not to hit the headstock of the Les Paul on the desk, but no, I was thinking about you know, double tracking guitars and which guitars would I use for certain things, and as I thought more about it, instead of trying to write something new, I thought it'd be cool to kind of check out different bands and artists, and in this case it's Alice in Chains. I don't know if you kids have heard of them, that little outfit called Alice in Chains, but it's really just big sounding stuff, and you know, Jerry Cantrell, just, you know, massive tones, and the recording is really great. I wasn't so much shooting for getting like those exact tones as much as I just really dig that song and all the parts in it. So I thought I would just, you know, basically go through what I did. So guitar on the left was this guitar through the G20 channel 2, or I should say the overdrive channel. No aggression, nothing like that. Not a lot of gain. And actually, I just realized I am recording effects straight to the television set. So let me turn those down a little bit. And what you're hearing is just a little bit of delay and reverb. So that's the left side guitar. I started with this guitar. I always start with the biggest guitar, and then if I'm going to layer, I pick a different guitar. Now the wah pedal thing was still this guitar. I didn't change anything on the amp, and I didn't do it very well, mainly because I'm terrible at wah pedal, and also because this wah pedal has a notch in it. Always blame your equipment, but this particular wah pedal does. It has like this notch, and I know the pot's got a kink in it, and I think just to make it sound bigger, because obviously on the Alice in Chains record, there's a vocal doubling it that sounds really cool. But in this case, I just added the reverb and delay. I just ran it a little bit hotter. And it sounded really cool. That's all I did there. Let me turn the effects back down. pretty straight ahead. I think it actually might have been a talk box I've seen Mr. Cantrell use a talk box, and I've seen him switch between a talk box and a wah pedal live, so I'm not sure. Whatever it was, it sounded killer. I used a wah pedal, so that's what that was. And then the cab I used, I can bring that up really quick, show you how I tweaked it. Revv 4x12 cab, basically the same one I always use with the same mics, Royer and a 57. And you can see I've got the 57 bumped quite a bit. Nothing off axis, everything is on axis because I really wanted it to have that cut up top. You can see that the 21, which is the fatter sounding mic, I've actually got that cut a bit. And if I bypass it, you can hear like that 57's got all that like punch, that high mid punch, and I'm just adding back a little bit of the low mids and fullness with the Royer. I didn't want it to get too big. I mean, by itself I probably would, but for tracking. So that's what I did there. Now, you know what? I'll just switch. And I was actually kind of lazy. I ended up using the other guitar that was half step down because I was too lazy to actually detune a telly. But it ended up sounding really cool anyways. So what'd I do with that thing? So I ended up using the Schecter Stratocaster because it was already down a half step, and I knew it would be a pretty easy tweak. So I changed nothing on the amp. I just wanted to see what the guitar would do. So it already had less gain, which is what I was wanting. And I wanted it to sound a little bit smaller than the Les Paul. And the only thing I did is I did turn down the tone just a little bit. That's the tone all the way up. I turned it down to about 7. And then basically just doubled it. But it worked great because the amp responded so well to the two guitars. I didn't feel like I needed to reach over and make any adjustments there. And you can see how I have it set. The bass is off, you know, down a bit. The mids are straight up. I do have the treble kicked up a bit. Just because in that mode, if I were to go to the blue mode, I'd have more top end, but in that particular mode, I like to have the treble a little bit hotter. Once again, so it bites. By itself, I might turn it down if I'm just sitting and playing, but in this case, it sounded great. So, thanks so much for tuning in. You guys probably know more about Mr. Cantrell, honestly, than I do. Those tones were just huge and those parts are killer. If you guys know what he was using for sure, if you've like studied it, let me know. I think it's a combination of a talk box and a wah pedal. Let me know in the comments below if you cats are aficionados of Alice in Chains. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.